Well, I want to catch up a little bit more too. I think we still got a little bit of time.
Oh yeah, all right.
But what have you guys watched anything? Per usual, I do nothing but watch movies and work. So have you guys watched anything cool?
I haven't, but I was exposed to something today that I am on the hunt for.
What are you looking at? Is it that thing that you sent me earlier?
Fucking Cannibal Quarterback.
Cannibal Quarterback.
On VHS.
How much? I'm curious.
I Googled it. You cannot find it anywhere, but it exists. It's a real thing.
Is it like an actual movie from like the 80s or the 70s?
Yeah.
Cannibal Quarterback. And there was like, I was just reading the description and it's like, oh, there's a 27-minute blood orgy scene.
Dude!
Like, what the
But the movie doesn't have any sex.
Oh.
They said that it got an X rating because of the gore and the 27-minute, 20, however long, blood orgy.
Yeah, it's not even
Who's
on
counting?
eBay. Yeah, it's not even on eBay.
Exactly.
Huh.
But it exists, apparently.
I wonder if Video Exclusive has it.
You know, they do have...
Because they have an extensive porn and horror collection.
But that's the thing. Like I remember going through perusing through some of their DVD stuff in the new selection, and they've had direct transition from like obscure VHS.
Oh yeah, they got weird shit there.
All kinds of weird stuff.
Yep.
So they're bound to have something like that come along.
That's how I got that Strike Commando. I watched the first Strike Commando, which is just Italian Rambo, and it was okay. You know, I think it took itself a little too seriously for the kind of movie that it was.
Don't
it was
they all,
still
though?
fun. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It drug on a little too long, and I felt like even after 45 minutes, I'm like, nothing's happened in this movie.
Yeah.
But
if it's inactive and there's not really a whole lot of shit that goes on, there's a lot of Bruno Mattei movies, who's an Italian, who suffers a lot from that with just stuffing his movies with stock footage.
Just drags on.
Yeah, and it's just like of animals out in the jungle and shit. It's like, dude, you could have had zombie carnage here or something. And or any kind of filth or trash other than this. It's just filler. But when you pad a movie too out.
Yeah, it loses the fun of the cheesiness. Yeah, we'll have to see. Go ahead.
Have you guys heard of Cool Devices? Speaking of weird horror, porno, sci-fi.
No.
Cool Devices?
No.
What?
Is it
a movie?
I think it's a series. I haven't watched it. I've heard about it, and it sounds terrible, and I would love to subject both of you to it. I haven't seen it myself.
I love torture.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I mean, like... glutton for punishment.
I love abuse. So I am a glutton for punishment. No,
I've subjected you to some awful shit in the past. So I mean,
James is up for watching whatever these days. He was talking last night, about how he's like, I'm done with streaming. He's like, I might exclusively do the video store, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, and you'll pick anything from the video store because it's all good.
Yeah, because it's off the beaten path. A lot of it's stupid, weird outsider art.
Yeah.
They're not filmmakers. They're just people making movies.
I love getting there at 10 a.m. as soon as they open. And then a dozen old men roll up at the same exact time and walk directly to the back curtain room. I'm just like, oh, you dirty dogs.
I guarantee you that's what keeps that place open.
You know what? You're probably right.
I'm not wrong.
You're probably right.
I'm
Old dudes that don't know how to use the internet to jerk off.
Yeah. I'm probably not. But the thing is, so I feel like a place like that, eventually it's going to have a certain prominence.
Sure.
And if not now, soon. Because, dude, it's the last standing video store.
Yeah. No, I love it, man.
And it's great. I love that it's there, and because they're going to have releases for all kinds of content that you can't find anywhere else that you can rent. And they just have stuff you can't find anywhere else. If you guys are on Downriver, please check this place out.
Video exclusive.
Fantastic
store. Keep it in business so I can keep going there.
Yes. If you
Dearborn Heights?
Dearborn Heights,
Michigan?
Yeah, it's on Telegraph.
Yeah.
Southbound.
Yeah.
Awesome place.
Drove past it plenty of times.
Oh, dude, check it out, man. They got like everything. Anybody that's into some weird...
Right over here on Telegraph Advance.
Larry's the man for selling it like at Barker, but
I'll be standing outside doing Zoom cuts and like video exclusive right over here. I have a wacky wavy, arm guy.
Wacky wavy man.
Star wipes and everything.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Nick, have you watched anything new in the last little bit?
I just watched Nope.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were telling me
Slow
about that.
pace, but thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like a Western. So yeah, it was boring for a majority of it, but then there was some very cinematic shots. And despite it being so long, when it got to the end, I was kind of hoping there was more.
Yeah, it was a real slow burn. Real slow burn. I think the only thing I really enjoyed about it, I think I was talking to you, is when you see the alien ingesting the people. And
It was gross and cool.
Yeah, it's like eerie because of the audio. You hear the people scream. The audio is done really, really well. And you can hear and feel the screams in the distant part of the intestine and shit like that. And you're just like, oh, you don't know what's happening. And that's one of my biggest fears. Like, I can't imagine a worse way to die than being consumed by something.
Right.
You know, like I think about that. I'm like, that'd be the fucking worst way to go. Like, in stomach acid and shit.
Yeah,
like,
because you're still alive. You've been eating swallowed whole, and you're just being being dissolved.
Yeah, I went on a deep dive. There was a video about like who would be the worst kaiju to get eaten by, like in their intestinal tract.
I think I've seen that before. Yeah, it's
cool.
like Godzilla. Yeah, most of them were pretty much like.
You want Mecha Godzilla because he just grinds you up to a pulp.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a stomach to digest you.
Yeah.
Well, I want Mecha Godzilla just purely because sci-fi.
Right, exactly. So, have you watched anything new?
Nick.
Well, that was new to me, but I watched Jungi.
Oh yeah, the guy who did Train to Bussin'.
Oh,
And I'm
okay,
saying
yeah,
bussin'
yeah.
on purpose because that's what the kids say these days.
Not boozin'? Is it bussin'?
I think it's Busan or something.
Is it Busan? Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
but Train to Bussin', but he made a sci-fi movie and it looks cool.
All right.
It held my attention. It visually was cool and had some cool stuff in it. I've just been noticing a trend that like anytime modern robots are depicted, they always look like Chappie / District 9 /
Okay, yeah.
Elysium / Jungi.
Okay.
It's very kind of a little bit more cobbled together looking and
Bricky, kind of blocky.
kind of blocky, utilitarian.
Blocky or like the Tau from Tau battle suits and
yeah,
Riptides
from
from Warhammer.
Yeah. Okay. Jungi.
All right, check it out. What's that on?
I think that's on.
Netflix or Hulu.
Okay.
And then I also saw Megan in theaters, and it's exactly what you think it's gonna be, and that's okay.
Yeah,
it was enjoyable.
I think we talked on last episode about how it was actually getting good reviews, and I was surprised.
I've heard great things about it, and I thought that initially it just kind of looked kind of silly.
It looked like I've seen it before. It's like,
Right.
okay, this is AI meets Chucky.
But
meets,
it also plays on tropes that I just don't really care about.
Yeah, sure.
But
James just wants all these kids to die anyway. He's just like, there will be no hero.
doom-laden motherfucker that I am, I just do not care. About
Right.
that. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, but I mean, at the same time, it's like I like my terror to be a little more existential, I guess.
Okay, like real life for you. You're just like,
Basically, waking existence is real life terror for me.
That's right. That's right.
James, we both work in factories of different kinds, but I think we can relate
Yeah,
on this
but-
note.
Yeah, just good old monotony is good enough for me. Nothing worse.
I've watched a shit ton of movies. I'm not going to go really into depth about them or anything like that. But I just want to talk about the raging nerd boner I got. I'm going to add another. There'll be a spring noise. But about the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. I had never seen them before because I'm not a big James Bond guy. And I think last episode we talked about or in the Christmas episode we talked about how I watched No Time to Die. And it's the last one. And he dies in it. And then I was like, well, I guess I got to watch all these other ones. And holy fuck.
You fucking love it, don't
They're
you?
so fucking good.
You want to jump in that Daniel Craig dick now,
Oh,
don't ya?
dude, like they're dripping with millions of dollars of production value, and they're shot so well. And
he's a great fucking Bond.
He's a great Bond.
He's a fantastic Bond.
The villains are great.
For the life of me, I cannot understand why he hates it. Because he's fantastic. But
he hates doing it.
He that's why he opted to die.
It's probably rough on the body, man. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
why
sure he's not doing his own stunts and shit.
No, because
but...
he said that he just doesn't. He feels like he isn't right for the character.
That's crazy.
Which is insane because he's
crazy.
brilliant for it. I think he's great. He's fantastic.
I love Casino Royale that the villain has an inhaler and has like a black and chrome inhaler.
He's awful, man. He's the worst.
Like something upsets him, sneaks off. Like Casino Royale, it was good. It was a solid Bond movie. It had a lot of Bond elements. Quantum of Solace was kind of boring. It was a necessary jump to the next one.
Yeah, for sure. It's a bridge movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
Skyfall, fucking phenomenal. Javier Bardem's in it. Amazing.
That's where I left off. I watched part of that, and then I haven't seen anything.
Oh my god, it's so good. And after that is Spectre, which is another bridge movie, but in such a good way because we get Christoph Waltz in there. We get the revealing how all of the villains were connected, and the story just is a deep dive for the next one where he dies. But I'm convinced that I will never be a true villain until I get a Spectre ring. One of the gold rings with the squids on it. I need that in my life.
Hey, I've thought about if I'm going to get back into the new Bond series, which they're fantastic movies. But if I do, I would rather go back and watch all the old stuff first, just to kind of. And I know that you would be adverse to that because you're not a traditional Bond fan.
No, I'm not. I've talked about how I don't like James Bond.
No, I know, and I don't. But
Larry and I have talked about this for many hours collectively.
Yeah. But it's a thing. Some Bonds are better than others, and some Bond movies are just better than others. Everybody's got their feelings about these things, My movie, I have a weird thing for Live and Let Die.
Okay.
And that would.
Who's the Bond in that one?
That was Roger Moore. Yeah, Roger Moore.
Okay.
Why did I blank on that?
I don't know. Everyone has a different favorite Bond movie, and I've been asking everyone because I'm not a Bond fan at all. I was talking to someone at the comic book store because I was talking to the dudes behind the counter, and I was like, "Yeah, I started watching the Daniel Craig Bond movies." And this guy who's there every Wednesday, he's a regular customer. He came out from the depths of the back issues and was like, "Aren't they so great?" Well, I started talking.
Was he wearing a tux and shit?
Oh, dude, no, he's a super professional older cat. He's a family man, I think, and he comes in every Wednesday to get his comic books. And he actually he's like, yeah, I rewatched all the Bond movies and I organized them and what ones I think are the best. And he took a picture and he showed it to me of all the Bond movies in the order of he thought were the best and everything.
That's
I'm
awesome.
Okay, so he thought that is Goldfinger Sean Connery?
Yes.
I think he said Goldfinger was his favorite one.
Yeah.
And
I think that's across the board. Everybody would say that's probably their favorite.
And he didn't even include the Daniel Craig ones in this particular list because he's like, it's a totally different thing.
Right, I can see that for sure.
And I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched all of those and I thought they were fucking great, and I keep rewatching them.
That's awesome.
And then I watched Crawl, which is a horror movie about alligators. This girl goes to check on her dad in Florida, and she goes to their house, his house or whatever, to check on him, and it's flooding. There's a big hurricane going on.
Yes!
And alligators are creeping it, really bad CGI alligators.
Yeah, it was real fucking, I remember seeing that.
It was exactly what you expect it to be. How many Killer Croc movies do we fucking have? There's so many. And it was nothing exceptional, so it's okay, whatever. And then I watched, because I'm trying to watch all the shit that's up for Oscars, and it's all hard to watch because it's either still in theaters or you have to pay a lot of money to watch it. I watched The Banshees of Inisherin with Colin Farrell, which is an interesting movie about two friends on a remote part of Ireland during World War I think. And one of them's a musician, and the other one's just a dude, and they hang out at the pub all the time. They've been best friends for years, and the whole town knows it. It's a very small town, right? Everyone knows everything that goes on. And the musician just decides one day that he doesn't want to be friends with the other guy. And it's for no legitimate reason. He's just I just don't like you anymore. And so it's Colin Farrell struggling to figure out why the guy doesn't want to be friends with him anymore. And the guy threatens him eventually. He's like, look, if you keep trying to talk to me, I'm going to cut off a finger every time you talk to me. I'm a fiddle player. You will ruin me. And so he does. He keeps cutting off his fingers and shit because he keeps trying to figure out what's going on or what happened, And it's a very artsy movie.
That sounds fucking amazing.
It was okay. I mean, it may sound better
but
than it actually
the
is.
concept sounds really good. It's an intriguing concept for sure.
Yeah, it was fun and not fun. It was a good movie.
Something will destroy you, but I really enjoyed that.
Right. And I honestly think, if anything, for the Oscars, before we move on, because Everything Everywhere All at Once is in almost all of the categories, and it should win every single fucking one.
I know you told me this is fantastic.
I rewatched it the other day. It is an amazing movie. Just every single shot, the concept of it, how it's done, it's just fucking amazing, dude. It's such a good sci-fi action, just outside of the norm, and it's by A24, so you know it's art. It's fucking art. And it gives me a nerd boner.
Oh, dude, yeah, I mean, A24 really can't do wrong.
Oh, A Ghost Story.
Oh, dude,
Let's not. I don't want to bring down the vibe of the episode.
Let's not get into some sad boy shit. We're gonna get plenty of that soon enough.
Right.
But punctuate that with a belch.
Right.
Yeah, it's just. Fucking, I lost the thought.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a sadder movie.
No.
But anyway, I digress. It's the saddest movie I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, it'll ruin you. No doubt.
I remember, I want to say one thing about it because I don't want to keep dwelling on it. When the movie ended, I felt like I had just got broken up with. Or, I just felt like I got a hit in the fucking chest, dude. It was such a emotionally draining, hard-hitting movie, and you don't feel good. It's not a feel-good ending.
But there's a weird kind of a clarity and a closure to it, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get something out of it. If
it's not good.
No, but there is a little bit of good. It's a great thing, man. It's on a
watch
scale.
A Ghost Story if you want to cry.
Please, it'll fuck you up, and even if you're one of those people that just hates Casey Affleck because people hate him because apparently I don't know.
I don't even...
There's some drama involved with Casey Affleck. I don't know what it is.
Okay, well...
In any case,
he has a sheet over him for most of the movie.
Yeah,
anyway,
so you don't have to look at it in case you hate him. But
Casey.
Is it even him under the sheet?
I don't even care. But but you know what's weird is, as simple as that sheet is, the complication behind making it is actually... there's a lot more involved.
For it to stay positioned.
It has weight and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's an effective method the way they do it.
Ugh. Anyway, A Ghost
Story.
It's great.
Let's stop with that.